happened in Poland during the war, and
את רוצה גם?
אני לא חייבת. איך שאת רוצה. לא, תעשי את זה אליו, כי אחרת זה לא יודע. תעשי אליו, לא צריך לראות את זה. הוא חשוב. אוקיי. אני הולכת להקליט. So how was your week? Are you okay?
I'm okay as long as I'm still alive. I wake up in the
Let's
morning.
knock on wood. Okay. That's good. All right. חבל שזה לא נמצאת את ההקלטה הקודמת. Okay.
In Poland, the Jewish people, if they live to about 70 years of age,
They lived around 70?
70. Then there was a long life.
That was the average
Yeah.
age of... Yes? That
Right.
was...
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a local cemetery, Jewish and Catholic.
There wasn't a Jewish cemetery just for Jews?
There wasn't. It was just for Jews.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
it was there for...
it's still there.
Yeah.
It was there for many years.
Did you go there for a visit?
Yeah, Marsha went too.
Marsha and
My other daughter went.
Natalie.
Natalie.
Yeah. Okay. I saw the picture פשוט. בגלל זה אני יודעת את השמות כבר. Okay.
We went to the cemetery. We went to the synagogue. There's a large synagogue that's advertised there at the museum in Krakow.
Krakow. Okay. You know, first time we met, we talked about your life in this, איך קוראים לעיר? מירנו. רימנוב.
Yeah. In Yiddish, Rimenov.
Rimenov? And I asked you a question about your life.
Yeah.
As a 15 years old young man.
Yeah.
And what I would like to ask you today, and then we went, you told me about Siberia, and then we reached to the time when you went to Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
But I want to take you back to Rimanov.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you can tell me about your life as a young man, because I understand that 90% of the people in Rimanov were Jews. Is it correct? Because I read somewhere that 90% of the people in Rimanov were Jews.
Well, the businesses were 90% Jewish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And can you tell me about your daily life in Rimanov?
Uh-huh.
I mean, when you woke up in the morning, did you go to school and you left for how many hours? What did you do afterwards? I mean, because I understand that there were many groups, Jewish groups, that was acting there to convince people to go to Israel, or they make all kinds of activities for the Jewish people there. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had every Zionist organization in Rimanov.
Okay.
See? It was the most
You
active.
remember the names?
Yeah.
Okay.
The most active was Hashomer HaTzair.
Hashomer HaTzair, okay.
Yeah. And they were teaching us the past Jewish history of the Jewish people from before Israel. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a ping pong table there. We played.
It was kind of a club.
It was a club, yeah.
That you went there in the afternoon.
We could go there almost any time. Yeah.
But in the morning, did you go to school? You go to,
Yeah, I went to public school.
okay. It was Jewish or
No,
no?
it was elementary school.
Yeah. But not only for Jews. For
No,
Jews. Oh,
it
okay.
was mixed.
Mixed.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we had a religion hour for Jewish people,
Okay.
which was Jewish history, and the non-Jews, the Catholics, had a priest come in, and he
So
taught.
they made it these lessons together or
No,
oh,
separate.
separately. Okay.
It wasn't the same building at different times. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay. And how many hours did you learn at school?
School
It
was
was like what?
a regular day.
5, 6,
Yeah,
7.
yeah. Well,
Okay. And then
the
what did you
schools
do?
were very efficient. When I finished school, 8 years, I was able to function anywhere in the world in different languages. Yeah,
When you were 8, you said?
Finished 8 years.
When you finished 8 years of schooling.
yeah,
You went to school for 8 years?
right.
Okay.
Okay. When you
We
finish your
also had a religion school,
oh
a Jewish religion teacher, a woman,
yes.
and
Okay.
she was teaching us Jewish history.
So you as a Jewish young man and your family also, were you connected to the Judaism?
Uh-huh.
You were connected to
Oh,
Judaism? I
sure,
mean,
because
you went to shul and
we
you
went
went
to
to
shul
the synagogue every what?
every day,
Every day?
almost.
Almost
Yeah,
every
yeah,
day.
yeah.
The children also?
Everything was close by. There were about
Okay.
4 or 5 shuls that was Jewish, Yiddish.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And what was the relationships between you and the Poland in Rimano? There were good relationships. You had Polish friends. You were in good neighboring with the
Yeah,
Christians, with the Poland.
we had close non-Jewish neighbors, Catholics.
Yes.
They were good friends of the Jews because we're not supposed to make fire on Saturday to to warm up the
Yeah.
meals.
Okay.
So we always had arrangements
With the neighbors.
with the next door neighbor
Uh-huh.
because the kitchen was run on wood
Okay.
to warm up to hide to light it the wood and to warm up the meal.
Yeah.
And we usually had some of the neighbors
Did
come
it
in.
for you?
They did
They
it.
did it for you. That's nice.
Yeah, they came in next door
Okay.
and they lit the. We had to have the wood prepared because that's what we used. It was a built-in stove, and you used wood. We were buying the wood from the mountains.
Hmm.
We were the people that lived in the mountains. They were selling the wood to the Jewish people in the area.
Okay. And again, after you came back from school,
Yeah.
okay, what did you do? Did you have any activity of all kind? I mean, um, did you go out with the other young Christian boys or the Jewish?
We met with all.
What
We
did you do in the afternoons?
we had a business.
Your family,
Yeah.
I know. But you as a young man, as 14, 13, 15 young,
No,
what did you do?
I wasn't that old. I was 10 years old. The war started. where the Germans occupied
I
Poland.
think you were older because if you were born in 24,
Yeah,
okay, the German came at 39,
39.
right?
So I was 15.
September,
I
yeah,
was
so when you were
15.
15, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what did you do in the afternoon? Did you meet with other Jewish young men, with the Polands, with the Christians? What did you do as a young man in the afternoon, after school?
It depends. Like my brother, the older one, I had
Baruch.
Baruch,
Baruch,
the older
Baruch.
one.
Yes.
He liked to go dancing with the goyim
Okay.
place, the goyish place.
Okay.
And
And
he,
sometimes did you go with him?
no,
No? Okay. And your parents didn't mind? What about your
uh,
parents? What did they say?
they were not very strict about it, you know,
Okay.
because he managed to get away.
Okay.
But he enjoyed it. It was a place they called Sokol,
Sokol?
Sokol,
Okay.
and a place where people would see entertainment and be entertained.
Okay.
And yeah,
And this is Baruch.
Baruch. He also liked to go to dance with the shiksas.
Yeah. But he didn't tell your parents where he was going. He didn't tell your
Well,
parents.
they knew they were.
They knew, but they.
The parents were not stupid.
Okay. And what about you and Edward? נכון? Eddie? Edward?
Well, Eddie was too young.
He was too young.
Yeah, he was
Alright.
born in 28.
Okay. Oh, he was around 11. 10, 11.
Yeah.
Okay. And Baruch, how old was he?
Baruch was 22.
Oh.
Yeah, he was already
No.
old
Yeah.
enough to go
When
dancing.
did he go? When he was born? When? Baruch.
In
What year?
January, I think.
What year?
No, he was born
What?
in June. You were born in January. He was
Yeah.
born in June.
Yeah.
So he was a year and a half older than you.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And
But the town was mostly Jewish.
okay.
It came Friday evening. Everybody would get ready at home. My mother would stop
Doing anything? No
Cooking.
cooking? No.
Yeah, you would have somebody come in and do the flooring, wash the floors
What do you
In the
mean
kitchen.
somebody?
in the kitchen. Help.
Oh, your mother can afford herself to get help.
Yeah, everybody could afford it. It wasn't very
Expensive.
expensive. It was local women that would work for the Jewish people in
Oh,
town.
okay.
And we would go to the synagogue. We had 4 synagogues in Rimana.
4 synagogues.
Yeah,
Mm.
and filled the capacity every Friday night and Saturday morning till the end.
And also, I suppose in the holidays,
In high holidays.
Rosh
yeah,
Hashanah,
sure.
Shana.
Right.
Yeah.
Rosh Hashanah. Actually, we had there Rosh Hashanah when the Germans attacked Rimana. We still had a Rosh Hashanah service.
What about Jewish activities? Any activities
Well,
in Rimanov?
we belonged to the Shomer HaTzair.
Yes.
Was a very active Zionist organization.
So what did you do?
And there we had a
Yiddish.
ping pong table.
What about
And
meeting
ne-
to talk about Israel, Zionism,
Right.
everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were
Also,
taught Zionism all the way back.
okay.
Yeah.
History, Israel history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Israeli history.
But there was not yet an Israeli, state, but you were talking about
We talked about because
Jerusalem, I suppose.
one of our uncles, my mother's brother, made Aliyah in the
To Israel.
20s,
In the
early
20s?
20s.
Okay. And
Before the
he
war.
didn't try to convince you to come also?
I was too young. for that.
For your parents, I mean. You didn't try to convince your parents to come to Israel?
To come to Israel? Not really, because we had a business
Ah, okay. You didn't want to leave the
in
business.
Rimnov,
Yes.
and it was we had two gas stations, one in town and one in a resort that
Yeah.
was not far from town.
So does it mean that you have a business? You actually your father was uh, a businessman.
Yeah, we had to
Did
have the franchise to have the gasoline,
yeah.
delivered
Okay.
in Kenosha.
No,
And
in Kenosha that was the furniture in Kenosha. But now we're talking about
Kenosha is the town.
in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I'm talking about still in Rimanov. Did it give your parents good status that they have a gathering station, or it was like common that the Jewish people had businesses?
they all had
They all had businesses.
wholesale food
Okay.
because the surrounding area, the non-Jews would come to town and buy sugar and buy flour
From the Jewish stores.
from the Jewish stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, you said there were good relations between the Jewish people
Yeah,
and the Poland.
there was a good relationship.
Do you remember any act of anti-Semitism these days?
Not really, because we had neighbors that were not Jewish, but they would come on Saturday morning and make the fire
Yeah, they came to do it for
in
you.
the kitchen for us to cook.
So you don't remember anything about somebody, doing anything because you are Jewish?
No, but we did something that we were not allowed to do. We were storing some of the lumber that was cut
Yeah.
outside there.
For
And
the
then-
winter?
What?
For the winter, for the
winter,
heating?
yeah. It was already cut in pieces.
Okay. Why didn't you allow to do it?
Well, the neighbor next door said we were extending it a little bit too far to his to his border of the house.
Wait, the Jewish people were not allowed to hit their houses? Or
Yeah,
not?
no, everybody was allowed to hit house,
Also the
but
Jewish?
you were restricted in certain
Amount?
in sight of your
House?
yeah,
Okay.
in sight of what what the parameter was that you owned the area.
Okay.
They couldn't extend to the neighbor. Yeah.
Okay.
But otherwise, we didn't. Never had a problem with the neighbor. We had a good relationship
Yeah.
because across the fence there were good neighbors, and they were good people. Yeah,
Okay. What about Hebrew?
Hebrew.
Hebrew. Did anyone try to teach you the
Yeah,
language?
yes. We were learning. There was the Shomer Asair,
Okay.
the organization.
Yes.
They provided lessons in Hebrew.
In Hebrew.
Yeah.
And who went to these lessons? I mean,
I would go. I went. Yeah.
you went.
Yeah.
Your brothers?
Well, one was too young, and the older one was
He
interested.
was busy dancing.
He was dancing with the shiksas.
Okay. Okay.
He
So,
liked to go dancing
uh-huh.
where it
And
was.
having a good time.
Yeah.
He wanted to have a good
And
time.
it was not kosher
Yeah.
because the dancing was mostly non-Jewish.
Yeah.
And he liked to go there
Yeah.
to dance for the shiksas.
Yeah. Okay. He was around 17, you know,
I know.
adolescent. So
Yeah.
yes, yes. So
But I was helping in the business.
I mean, after school, you went to help your father in the business.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, we were selling kerosene,
Uh-huh.
and we sold kerosene in barrels
Mm-hmm.
for people that owned stores in the neighborhoods,
Okay.
because we had the franchise from the place
Okay.
that we.
Um,
It was a French company, Carpate.
what was the French company?
The oil company.
Okay.
They found oil in the area, and they had refineries for kerosene and for gasoline.
Okay.
Only
And you
about
bought from them?
what?
You bought the gasoline from them
We
and
had to buy
sold it?
it from them.
Okay.
We had to have a contract
Yeah, of course.
to get it,
Yeah.
and it was competition among the Jews, because one Jew didn't like to have the other Jew
Mhm.
the franchise. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
The gasoline
Yeah.
we would sell on commission, like 5 cents a liter.
Liter.
It went on liter, not on gallon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the gasoline station was equipped to pump. You had to pump it by hand.
Yes. Not like today.
No, not like today.
Yes.
No. But there would be a village. It was Hrabia Pototsky.
Okay.
He was a baron. He owned a resort
Ah,
3 kilometers away.
From Rimanov.
3 kilometers from Rimanoff. Yeah. It was a Rimanov Zdruy. Zdruy is the resort.
Yeah.
And he had a couple of cars. And
He was a rich man.
what?
He was rich.
He was a rich man, yeah. So there was a young man and an older man. Like when the Russians came in, we went to a big city in Poland. It was
Well, I want to
yeah,
ask you
okay,
first before
okay,
the Russians
yeah.
came in. What about newspaper? Did you
Newspaper, the forwards, Yiddish newspaper,
new in Yiddish?
in Yiddish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had it after the war too. Yeah.
Okay.
I was reading it to my end, the Yiddish paper. I knew how to read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So your parents, you, your brother, Baruch, um, you were reading newspaper. You
Yeah.
knew what happened around? Did you know anything about the coming war, the occupation of Poland? Did you know anything
We
that
were
was
there.
happening?
We were
Outside the border.
we were there when they occupied. The Germans occupied
Yeah.
Rimanov,
Rimano.
Poland.
Okay. Okay.
And we were sent to Siberia.
Yeah, I know. Just a few more questions about
Yeah,
Rimano. What about studies in university? I mean,
Yeah.
does anyone?
Universities, you had a couple of big cities in town.
Okay.
Krakow,
Yes.
it's still there today,
Yeah.
a big city.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to university there, but you had to pay for it.
So you need money.
What?
You need money. You
We
needed
needed
money.
money for that.
Okay.
And there was also Lvov,
Okay.
which was the capital of a certain area in Poland. So
So
they had a couple of places you could go, but you had to stay out of town and be
there
able.
were people from Rimanov that went to the
Some people
university.
did, yeah.
Your brother didn't go, Baruch.
No,
No.
no. My father never went to school,
Hmm.
and his two uncles that were in the United States.
Your two uncles.
What?
Your two uncles. His two brothers.
The what?
His two brothers. You said his two uncles.
I didn't hear.
No, she meant that you said two uncles, but they were the brothers of your father.
Yeah,
Right, your uncles, yes.
but they never went to Cheder.
Your father didn't know read and write?
Yeah, he could. No, not to read and write, but he could daven. He could go to the shul. He knew the Hebrew part.
Okay.
Yeah, for services.
The Bible.
Friday
language.
night and Saturday morning
Okay.
service. Yeah.
He could read Hebrew.
Yeah.
Who?
My grandfather.
Oh, he could. Oh, yeah?
The what?
He would read Hebrew. Yeah.
Marsha says that your father could read Hebrew.
He could read the service part in Hebrew. Yeah.
Okay.
He could read it. It
Yeah,
wasn't
that
Hebrew.
worried.
The service Friday night and Saturday and holidays were conducted in Hebrew,
Okay.
and he knew how to.
How to read in the
He could.
book, in
He
the
could
Bible.
daven. They call it daven.
Daven?
Yeah, to pray
Okay.
in a Jewish place.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Most people learned how to
To read
read the prayers.
Yeah.
The,
The Bible language.
Yeah, the Bible.
But they
language.
didn't know to speak the language.
No, no. But some of them would go and take private lessons for the Hebrew to learn to speak. I was learning to speak Hebrew
Mhm.
with private lessons.
Okay. Yeah. What about Baruch,
Yeah,
the older one?
yeah.
What did he do? I mean, did he help your father in the business, or what did he do? Remember?
Yeah, he wasn't doing much in the business.
So what did he do?
He liked to play around
Oh,
outside
okay.
on a bicycle
Oh yeah.
or sleds.
Okay.
He was not the favorite. I was closer to my father.
Okay.
I was part of it.
Okay. And he didn't.
He didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see what more question did I have. I asked you about anti-Semitism because I read yesterday that 2 or 3 years before the German occupied Poland, the government conducted, some laws about restricting, the Jewish people,
Uh-huh.
like, numerous clause, not to let them uh, go to university just for certain amount of,
Uh-huh.
students, Jewish students, could go and study. Um, Pogrom. Did you feel anything hostile towards you as Jewish? Not, no, not at all.
No, see, when the war started and we were on the way back to Poland from Russia,
Again, when the war started, what did you say?
we were leaving Russia back to Poland.
What, after Kazakhstan?
Yeah, we were in Kazakhstan.
Okay, okay.
And
Pogrom started after the war when people came back to Poland.
our
לא שמעתי.
Pogroming, it אנשים
לא, אז זהו, אז אני קראתי שהיו גם פוגרומים ממש לפני, בגלל זה אני שואלת אותו על האנטישמיות, כי I read about pogroms, before the occupation of Poland by the Nazis. So, בגלל זה, והיו כל מיני חוקים את יודעת, הגבילו את הצעדים של היהודים וכולי, אז רציתי לדעת, אבל
It was around Pesach time, Passover. A Polish woman came out and they said that some Jewish people kill
a young boy.
non-Jewish boys for Passover,
For the blood.
for the blood, or whatever. And there was a pogrom in Poland.
Mm.
This was at the time when we were arriving in Poland at the time, from Kazakhstan.
When you came back?
Back.
Ah.
And we were told that if you take the train, not to speak Yiddish.
Okay.
And to be
not to be recognized as Jews.
Recognized as Jews. Yes. And there was an area where Poland got from Germany, right on the German border. A piece of Germany was given to the Polish government. And there they opened up synagogues, and there we were safe. Because
you came back?
When we came back.
Okay. But I understood that nobody left. No Jewish people left. No Jews in Rimanov after the war. Nobody survived, as I understand.
Well, we left Poland.
Yeah, I understood that all the Jewish people were deported from Rimanov, right? At the first time, except
there were not too many left.
No.
Locally, nobody was left, but the people that survived in Russia, they tried to find
relatives.
They tried to find a place to live.
So they went back to Rimanov.
They went back to Rimanov. Yeah.
Okay. Now when
we were told not to speak Yiddish in the street.
Yes.
Because there are some anti-Jewish Catholics that said that the Jews are killing
little boys
for Passover.
Yes. Yeah.
And this was a big deal in all the newspapers all over the world. Yeah. So when we got there, Poland got a piece that was originally from Germany. An area.
Okay.
It was part of Germany. And we settled there. And there it was safe.
Yeah.
Under the Germans.
But before this, so actually you're saying that your life were quite normal, quite good in Rimanov before the occupation, before the war.
Yeah.
You had good relationships with your neighbors. They were helping you when you needed help. You had normal life.
Yeah.
Okay, you went to shul, you came back, you helped your father in the gasoline station. Baruch went to dance with chicks, and everything was like, normal.
Right.
More or less.
Well,
no anti-Semitism, no pogroms before the war, no.
No, see, the mayor would come for the high holidays to the synagogues and wish the Jewish people. The mayor was not Jewish.
Yeah.
He was wishing the Jewish people a Happy New Year.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of people in the government in Rimanov were Jews, and, involved in running the government.
Okay. Yeah. And then when the Nazis invaded Poland in 1939, right?
Yeah.
What was happening in the city? I mean, they told all the Jewish people to gather, and and tell me what happened.
Just that evening.
Yeah.
they wanted everybody to get out in the square and to be identified. You know. But after that,
And what was the Polish your neighbors did? Did they do anything?
no,
Did they
nothing.
try to help you? They say, I will keep your belongings at my house, something like that. What did they do?
No, you could leave your, but they did. Nobody took your belongings in your home if you had any left after the war.
Yeah.
No,
So okay.
it was
And
okay.
okay. So you left anything behind, everything behind, all your belongings. You took whatever you could take, right?
Well,
And
yeah,
they
and then
and you left
we left to to Russia,
to the Russian part of
part of
Poland,
Poland. Yeah,
because Poland was divided between the Russians and the
yeah,
Germans, right?
right, right.
And they sent you to the Russian
The Russian
part,
part. Yeah.
right? And then, okay, you reached the Russian part of Poland,
Yeah.
okay? And what happened?
Well, we were doing some black market business.
It was what?
You know,
It was a camp they
no,
settled you
it
in.
was it was a place to rent. I could rent a place to live, an apartment
Oh,
in the attic.
so every Jewish that was deported from Rimanov had to take care of himself.
Yeah,
I mean,
some people had relatives in that town
okay.
because the town was not too far from Rimanov.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like even my uncle had a relative,
Okay.
and
And he took you in.
they took him in. They took in the
And what
brother.
about your family?
We rented the place.
You rented. You had
And,
money with you.
and
You could use.
yeah, we had a little money yet.
So you rented an apartment and you lived in this
In the
apartment
attic.
in the attic.
Yeah.
Okay, all of you.
Of Boyden.
Boy, all five of you.
Yeah.
Your parents and three children.
But then we found out that if you can get certain things, food, far from the farmers, and take it to the big city there
And to sell it,
and to sell it, yeah.
to earn some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was cheaper for us to sell them.
Oh, okay.
The,
So actually, you how long have you been in this place?
almost a year.
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
And so what you bought from the farmers some vegetables and fruit and stuff.
Yeah,
You
mostly.
took them to the market in the city, and you
It's a
sold
big
it.
city. We had to take a train to travel there.
Let's see
Lvov.
what city. I have a map here.
Lvov.
Lvov. Okay. Lvov. Yeah. I just have a map of Poland, so I'm
Lvov.
looking at it.
Lvov.
Yeah, Lvov was in the east.
Yeah.
Where is Lvov? Okay. Let me see anything. Okay.
And that was populated by many Jewish people before the war.
What?
They were living there.
Lvov?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But then they changed it to Lviv, I think. The
Lvov.
name.
I think Lvov is still Rimanov. Was Rimanov? Okay. But Lvov was in Poland at
Yeah,
that time?
and that was part of Poland.
It
Yeah.
was part of Poland?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we had to take a train at night, and the train would drop us off, and then in the morning we would have to change to another train
To go and sell the product?
to Lvov, to get to
Oh.
Lvov.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But when we
And
got
then
to,
you sold all the products, the vegetable, everything is and came back to the place where you live, in the Russian part. I mean, you
Yeah,
went to Lvov to sell your product,
yeah,
and then you came back.
they came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you managed to make a living like this? I
Yeah,
mean,
we did okay
yes,
because what we bought, we bought like 100 eggs,
yes.
and some other things that were short in Lvov, and we could you could make a profit.
Okay. You remember the name of this place where you lived in the Russian part? What the name of the city, the place?
Lvov.
No, you were in Lvov?
No,
No.
before. Yeah.
But where did you live? Where was the apartment?
The apartment was right across the border.
You remember the name of the
No,
place?
not
No.
really,
Okay.
because my father's brother lived there
Yeah, I understand.
with their relatives.
Okay.
They had a lumber yard.
Oh, okay. So you help your father with this business,
Yeah,
this new business?
I did most of the traveling,
Oh,
and I would have to change trains, and I would have to go to the city and talk to the people
to
to
convince
sell
them to buy from you.
it.
Yeah. So
They
so
did.
back then you were already a businessman.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they
That's
helped.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about okay? I asked, did Baruch help you
He
sometimes? Did he
helped,
go
but
with
he
you to
made
this?
mistakes.
Okay.
Sometimes he found somebody on the train,
Okay.
and he asked him, "Are you going to help me take it off the train?" And he said he would. He helped him. He took it. He took the suitcase.
Oh.
He didn't. He didn't make the friends on the train.
Okay. It's the same Baruch that asked you to go to Kenosha. He was the first who went to Wisconsin
Yeah,
after the war.
yeah.
Okay.
No.
No.
What?
Mhm.
No.
Where did Baruch live? Where did Baruch live after the war?
In Kenosha.
You brought him to Canoe. Okay, there were two Baruchs.
What?
There were two Bernies.
Bernie.
There were two Bernies.
No,
It's not
no.
the same
One Bernie is a local one. He was born in Russia. Bernie, my brother, was born in Poland. She is the one asking about the one.
Who was born in Russia?
In Poland.
In Poland.
Baruch were born in Poland.
Yeah,
Your brother.
Yeah.
Okay, his brother went to Israel.
Yeah.
And then he helped his brother come to the United States later on.
but this was already later.
From Israel. He stayed in Israel. His
Bernie
brother.
went to Israel with his wife's family.
Okay.
And they stayed in Israel for 10 years.
Okay. Before Israel became a
10
state.
or 12 or 13 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we lived in a displaced persons camp. It was
Okay.
a Jewish camp in in Austria. In Austria,
Okay.
and that's where I made a right. Bernie married a Hungarian girl.
Romanian.
What?
She's Romanian.
Romanian.
Never
Yes,
mind.
dear.
Okay. So Bernie went to Israel for like 10, 12 years. He was here.
Mhm.
And then what? He went to Wisconsin?
No.
From Israel to Wisconsin.
Yeah, my father helped him come to the United
See.
States.
It was after your
My
father
father was already in the
in
United States.
the United States, in
Yeah.
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Okay, and so he told him to come. All right. But who told uh, him to come to Wisconsin? Who convinced him to
No,
come
we
to
had
Wisconsin?
another.
You
my-
had someone in New
My
York.
father had, yeah, a brother. Yeah,
In Wisconsin.
there was a brother in New York
Mirab in New York.
And another one in Wisconsin.
and another one in Wisconsin.
Three brothers.
No.
Altogether.
Eddie, Baruch, and
No,
you.
the father had two brothers.
Okay. And one of the uncles went to New York,
Right.
was in New York,
And
and he convinced them, the family, to come to New York.
Well, he's the one that had a automobile agency and made a lot of money.
In New York.
And yeah. So
Your uncle.
Yeah, so he said, we'll give you money, you go to Kenosha. There was another brother
רגע,
there.
אני כבר מבולע. Wait, I'm confused. One brother, one uncle went to Israel, right? No.
No,
Again.
nobody went to Israel.
No, uncle, not... Oh,
No.
no. אוקיי.
אני אצייר.
תעשי לי סדר בבלגן.
טוב, יש... אוקיי. אוקיי, יש לו... אבא שלו זה יעקב. Okay?
Okay.
Yaakov had two brothers. Abe. Abraham. Abe.
He had an automobile agency in New York.
Okay, this is Abe. Okay.
He lives in New York.
Okay.
And what was the other one?
Charlie.
Charlie. בעברית השם שלו גיליתי בזמן האחרון היה חיים. אבל השם שלו...
חיים דומה.
הדודה שלי פתאום אמרה שצ'רלי.
אוקיי.
אוקיי, אז הוא בקנושה.
הוא הגיע לקנושה מאיפה, חיים? מפולין? באופן אישי?
כן, הם אחים.
הבנתי. אבל הם נולדו
וכולם נולדו ברימנוב.
ברימנוב.
ואלה הגיעו... הם הגיעו בגיל צעיר, לא למדו לכתוב ולקרוא.
וההורים עזבו לארצות הברית לפני המשפחה. ההורים שלהם.
לא, זה אותו ההורים שנשארו בפולין, הם באו לבד. בגיל 12-13 הם עלו על אונייה והם הגיעו לארצות הברית.
איך? מה זאת אומרת? מה זה בגיל 12-13? ילדים מחליטים? או הורים שלחו? היה שם מישהו?
How did Abe and Charlie come to the United States?
You know, Charlie and Abe, okay? Masha said that they went to United States at the age around 12-13 by themselves, not with the parents. You remember
Uncle Abe? How did Uncle Abe come to United States?
Abe, he went from Rimanov. He went to the United States.
By himself?
Yeah.
Who took care of him? I mean, he was around 12-13?
Yeah, there were organizations in New York.
Okay.
They would support it.
Okay.
There were a lot of immigrants.
And they took care of them?
On the east side of New York.
Mm.
And he got a job as an auto mechanic.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
And then he became a franchise dealer, a Pontiac agency he had.
Okay.
In a rich neighborhood in New York. So he was writing to us, come to New York and I'll give you money and then
a job.
And a job.
Okay, so, but there was, okay, so Charlie also had a son whose name is Baruch, or Bernie, okay?
Yeah.
And there was also a brother who is Bernie, Baruch.
זה של יעקב?
כן, זה הסבא שלי.
זה אבא שלו?
כן.
אוקיי. מה זה היה ברוך מנדל ו...
עזרא.
עזרא?
זה עם עין?
כן. אבל עזרא, אדי, הפך לעזרא, אני מבין.
עזרא זה אדי.
אוקיי. ומנדל הפך למני, הבנתי.
כן.
נכון?
וברוך ברני.
ברני. אוקיי. עכשיו בואי תגידי לי מה קרה עם ברוך.
Baruch?
Okay.
Okay.
Baruch was not welcome in Israel.
Why?
Because at the time he was in the underground organization.
Okay.
They brought in arms from Europe. And the government in Israel, Ben Gurion,
אצ"ל, הוא היה באצ"ל?
they had to dump it into the sea.
Yeah, אצ"ל, yeah. When
What?
yeah, okay, I understand.
So
when Ben Gurion gave the order to sink the ship with the weapons.
To sink the ship with the arms. And so Bernie was a member of the
This organization.
Yeah.
So, אוקיי. אז בעצם ברוך היה נשוי לאסתר, כן, זה ראיתי בתמונות.
And they had twins.
ויוסי ושמואל. וברוך עלה לישראל, היה פה 10-12 שנים, נכון?
כן.
וחיים, צ'רלי ואייב היו כבר בארצות הברית.
כן.
ואז אייב שכנע אחר כך את ההורים של מנדל לעלות לניו יורק, נכון? ומי הגיע אחר כך לקנושה? מי חי בקנושה?
בסוף כולם הגיעו, כל האחים האלה הגיעו.
הגיעו לקנושה.
אבל יש עוד, כי אחר כך סבא שלי התחתן שוב, ויש לה בן.
והם עשו ביחד בן משותף?
כן.
למה? מה קרה לאמא?
היא נפטרה שהם הגיעו.
What was your mother name? מלכה, right. אז רגע, תכתבי לי פה מלכה, יעקב ומלכה. לא, כן, יעקב ומלכה. מלכה אישה, כן.
כן. אוקיי, ואחר כך יעקב התחתן עם זלדה.
ולזלדה וליעקב יש בן נוסף. נולד בן נוסף.
לא, היה לה בן משלה.
אוקיי.
אין להם שום משותף.
היה קשר בין הילדים?
כן, הוא יותר צעיר והוא כזה מאוד חביב.
הוא בחיים?
כן, הוא בחיים. ויש לו ילדות.
תגידי, אדי בחיים?
גם. רק ברוך הוא נפטר לפני שנה.
גם בגיל מבוגר.
כן. כן.
יפה.
כולם בחיים. ויש גם משפחה ברחובות, יש לו בנות דודות שגם 3 אחיות חיות.
We had cousins in the
Yeah,
Rehovot.
that's what you're saying.
Well, the grandmother and the grandfather, they were cousins. They were brothers and sisters married to brother, and I don't know how it worked.
Who?
Okay. How is Nina related to you?
Nina's a cousin.
Yeah.
She's the daughter of who?
Nina is a cousin from Rimano.
Yeah.
She was born in Rimano.
Okay, so your grandparents' name. What was your grandparents' names?
What do you mean?
Who was your grandfather? What was his name?
Why would you?
What was your father's?
Your father's name. Your father's name.
Oh.
You remember?
Why would I need that?
Okay.
Okay.
You'll remember later.
All right.
So there were children, there were cousins that they grew up with in Rimnov, and there were 3 girls and 2 boys. Nina, Genya, את מרחובות אולי במקור?
No.
Genya and Bluma. Nina, Genya, Bluma, and there was Moshe and Ephraim who are gone. No, and there was also okay, so the women are still alive in Rehovot.
And the man?
He died of a heart attack, and he has 2 sons living in Maskirat Batya. Ephraim had a son and a daughter, and they're alive. וכולם מוצלחים, כל הילדים שלי מאוד מוצלחים.
אוקיי.
Moshe's brother.
אז הם גם היו במקביל.
כולם באו מרמנו?
כן.
Okay.
They went back to Romanov to visit.
Oh, yeah.
And they have written up a story about Romanov.
הילדים של משה.
כן, כתבו את ההיסטוריה המשפחתית.
הם עשו ספר סתם של הביקור שלהם ברימנוב. עשו כמה בני דודים.
But they are very fond they like Rimanov.
רגע, ברוך ואסתר זה
קצת בלאגן.
אח של מני.
Yeah.
מני, כבר לא זוכר קוראים לו מנדי. זה אח של מני, זה אשתו, ראיתי את התמונה שלהם. יש תמונה שלהם שם. אוקיי.
היא חיה היום
ואלה,
באלצהיימר.
מי אסתר?
אבל היא מאוד, עדיין אישיות שלה. מאוד,
The what?
שמואל.
she still is herself, but she has Alzheimer's. She doesn't remember what she just
Oh.
said, but it's, you know, it's her in there.
ולברוך היו 1, 2, 3?
No,
מה?
לא, זה,
היו לו שמואל ויוסף.
כן. והם תאומים,
תאומים.
והם נולדו בדרך לישראל, או איך שהם הגיעו. הייתה בהיריון באונייה. גידתה בגיל 18. איך היא לא יודעת איך היא נכנסה להיריון, נראה לי. לא סיפרו לה איך זה
לא
קורה.
יודע מה זה.
כן.
כן.
אז
זה סיפורים. יש פה כל כך הרבה סיפורים.
כן.
כי את יודעת, זה מתפצל וזה הולך.
נכון.
אנחנו
אז
צריכים
אסתר,
להתמקד בזה.
אז
אוקיי.
גם אסתר יש לה אח, וההורים הגיעו ביחד, אז
את האח שלה גם ראיתי בתמונה, נכון. סשה. כן. נכון.
הוא גם היה איתו באוסטריה, הוא היה איש עסקים, הוא היה מוכר גם תכשיטים בארץ.
What?
היה לו חברת... Sasha was, he would sell... He was a
Sasha?
businessman with you together in the camps, right?
Not really.
But you had some kind of contacts.
Yeah, well,
When he left
he
for
was
Israel?
he was getting friendly with a woman that gave out milk, you know,
אוקיי.
She
in
distributed...
in Steyr, in Austria. And he says, I'll introduce you to her. So maybe you could continue getting the milk from her.
After they went to Israel.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I'm okay.
Nothing happened.
Now
with
I'm
that.
okay with my.
Nothing happened from
with
that.
the stories. Okay. בסדר. Okay.
But they were not from Poland.
Who?
Sasha?
Sasha?
Yeah, they were Romanian.
My brother's wife
Yeah.
Okay.
family was not from Poland.
From Romania?
From
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
They showed up at the camp. That's why they met.
In Austria? Where?
The what?
Where did you meet him? In Austria?
Yeah. At the DP camp, displaced persons camp.
So we will get there. We are still in Rimanov. Okay?
Yeah.
Now next time maybe we will talk
Well,
more deeply about, you know,
this was in Austria. We met different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah. But next time we will talk about, you will tell me about your life in Russia, in Siberia. You told me part of it, but I want to, you know, deepen it a little bit, just to hear more.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
But did you tell her you played ping pong? You were
Yeah, he told me.
really
in
good.
Rimanov.
really
Yeah, he
good
told me.
ping
I
pong
played
player.
in
Yeah.
Russia too.
Yeah. No, my sister plays ping pong. We had a ping pong table in our house in Kenosha. Now, my sister plays all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Mhm. So,
That's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Okay?
יופי.
כן.
היי.
נורא מהר, נכון?
כן.
גם לי. Wait, I'll stop the recording.
It's